Lemonade Maker Live is proud to present the secrets of entrepreneurship revealed. Join host and author Thomas Minieri on a wild journey to uncover best-kept business secrets and strategies. Warning, viewers may experience extreme profitability. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Thomas Minieri.
In the first few chapters of my book, Lemonade Maker, I tell the story of how I started my first company in my mid-20s with only $30 to my name. I was a struggling artist, and after getting fired from my not-so-well-paying job, I found myself being an unemployed broke artist. Not the title that you want for yourself, take my word for it. I took the plunge into the crazy world of entrepreneurship as an act of sheer desperation. Just 10 years later, and my company had gone from an underfunded startup to a national franchise with 23 locations sold in 6 states. I employed over 50 professionals, and revenues surpassed $12 million. I accomplished this all without any startup capital or investors and without taking on any debt. Recently, I was at a business conference and I shared this story with a small group of colleagues sitting at my table. To my surprise, one of the people at my table very boldly said, "Everyone knows you can't start a business with $30. Well, fortunately, my mid-20s self never got that memo because I did in fact start my multi-million-dollar company with just $30. And here's how I did it. In my book, Lemonade Maker, I demonstrate the 6 phases of business that an entrepreneur progresses through on their journey to ultimate success. And in this episode, we're at the very beginning of my journey, the startup phase. But before we dive into startup strategies, in particular, startup strategies for entrepreneurs who were broke like I was, be sure to stick around to the end of today's episode because I'm going to give you a checklist with 9 essential things that you should do before you start your business. And hopefully you'll have at least a little more money to start your business than I had when I had to start my business. Not only was I out of money when I started my company, but foreclosure proceedings had just begun on the small townhouse I owned because of non-payment on my mortgage. I didn't go to college because I couldn't afford it, so getting a good paying job was challenging for me, and I didn't have any family to fall back on for money or for a place to live. This was it. I was all in. I had to make my business work. There was no other choice. I was in the performing arts industry. I was a professional dancer, so I needed a physical space to operate my dance company, but I didn't have any money to pay for rent, nor could I afford to build out a facility, and my lack of income made it impossible for me to get a startup loan. My broke state of existence left me with only one option, and that was to find a space that could be rented by the hour. Well, the easy solution would have been to rent a room at an existing dance studio, right? But I had a vision for something different, and that vision wouldn't happen if I was running my business in someone else's business. I needed my own space so I could create the unique experience I wanted to give my customers. So I searched around the city for a rent-by-the-hour space that would be suitable for my needs. It was slim pickings to say the least. Either the space wasn't a good fit for what I needed, or the landlord wasn't willing to rent me anything by the hour. With so much riding on getting this business off the ground, even the slightest rejection became very overwhelming for me. But despite the frustration, I pushed through and I made myself continue to search for a space. Then one day, after weeks of searching, I met a guy who had a small space, a very small space, but it fit perfectly for what I needed. The deal was sealed when he told me that he was not only willing to rent me the space by the hour, but he was also not expecting rent until the end of the month. This meant that I could collect revenue for the month before paying him versus paying up front, as is the case with most rental agreements. So we worked out the logistics and I signed an agreement with him. Persistence paid off and I officially had a physical location to start my business. Lemonology strategy number 6, persistence. Don't accept deals that fix the problem in the short term, only to bring long-term consequences. If you find yourself in desperate times, know where you can make concessions and know where you cannot. You must hold true to your bigger picture vision and to your core business values. It doesn't make much sense to ruin your brand image, your reputation, or future potential just to band-aid a problem. Once you have established where you stand, go out and get what you need. Don't give up. Keep trying until something gives. There are so many people, deals, and opportunities out there. You just need to find the right one that's going to help you get to where you need to go. You are limited only by your own determination, so be strong and courageous. So I had a space, but I still didn't have any customers. The next thing that I needed was a basic marketing strategy. I was a professional level dancer and a performer, but I was also a talented visual artist, and I dabbled in graphic design and website design in high school pretty much just as a hobby. I didn't realize it at first, but having these skills was invaluable. I was able to leverage my abilities and create a great website and brand for my company at no cost. Lemonology strategy number 1, confidence is knowledge. If you're not confident in a particular skill, it's because you lack understanding or training. It's fear of the unknown. People who are confident have experience following a path or a system that has been successful for them. No one is confident in every arena. A person might be confident with one skill but fearful about another. When we feel intimidated, it's often because we're noticing another person's experience in a field where we lack experience. Remember this, the remedy for insecurity is knowledge and experience. The outcome is confidence. So what insecurity is holding you back from finding real success as an entrepreneur? Well, let's find out. Which of these statements resonates with you? I struggle with marketing. I am not good at selling. I cannot find or keep good talent. My company is not unique and distinct. I am overworked and exhausted. My business is not growing. I am not making enough money. One thing that I learned on my entrepreneurial journey is that as frustrating as they can be, the challenges we face as entrepreneurs expose the gaps in our proficiency as leaders. Every time I wanted to take my business to the next level, I first had to take my own skills and strategy to the next level. Education was key, and not just any education, the right education using the right strategies. Too many business owners are stuck in what I call the entrepreneur rat race because they're using the wrong strategies, outdated strategies, or no strategy at all. And if marketing is the thing that's holding you back, then I strongly encourage you to reach out to us here at Lemonade Maker and let us show you some of the options that are available to you that you may not have thought of. For some clients, we offer training and coaching to help you learn new skills to fill in the gaps for things that you don't know. But for other clients, sometimes it's better for us to work with you and take some of these things off of your plate. Either way, you can't get out of the startup phase of business, which is the first phase of entrepreneurship, without a marketing system that is working at least at a basic level. You need a steady flow of leads coming into your business. If you don't have that, then you really need to reach out to us because you're going to end up getting stuck in the entrepreneur rat race. And if you're not careful, you may never get out. Marketing is the primary barrier that has to be overcome if you want to move past the startup phase. So take us up on the free business coaching and marketing strategy session that we offer for all new prospective clients. We'll talk about which path is best for you, training so you can learn some new skills, or for us to handle some things for you and take it off your plate. Your entrepreneurial journey is going to be riddled with pitfalls and challenges, which is why you need a mentor. Look, every hero has a mentor, right? Luke Skywalker had Obi-Wan, Frodo had Gandalf, and you have us to be your guide for every step of your entrepreneurial journey. So don't be a stranger. Book that free coaching session so that we can help you get empowered and equipped with the knowledge and tools you need to succeed. As promised, here's your startup checklist, 9 essential tasks that new entrepreneurs should tackle before starting their business, presented, of course, with the Lemonade Maker twist. Number 1 is your offer. Now, I know this sounds like a given, but you'd be surprised. A lot of entrepreneurs start their business without giving much thought to what they are actually offering and how they're going to communicate that offer to potential customers. There's a lot of competition out there in pretty much every industry. If you want to stand out, don't worry so much about being better than everyone else. Rather, focus on how you are different. Quality is subjective and everyone thinks that they're the best, right? But if you focus on telling people how you are different and what benefits you offer that customers cannot get anywhere else, well, now you have something interesting to talk about. But if you're stuck with this and can't come up with any meaningful reasons as to why you're different, then reach out to us for help. There are innovative ideas waiting to be uncovered in your business right now, but it often takes an expert perspective from outside of your organization to adequately identify these opportunities. It can be challenging to look at your own business objectively, especially considering that 100% of CEOs exist in their own echo chamber. But with our help, we work with you to nail down the right marketing message and the right offer that's going to resonate with your ideal customer. Number 2, legal stuff. A lot of new entrepreneurs ask me if they should set up an LLC or a corporation for their business. The answer is, of course, yes, as it's important to put legal separation and distinction between you and your company. But if you're tight on cash like I was when I started my business, it may be fine to hold off on doing this until money starts coming in. If you ask your attorney or accountant, they're probably going to tell you that you need to set up a corporation right away. And while it's important to listen to attorneys and accountants and other professionals that are there to help you, keep in mind that they only see things from their point of view. I didn't have any money in the early months of my business, so I had to make a decision. Do I spend money on things like setting up an LLC, or do I spend money on running ads? And I couldn't do both, right? So from my perspective, it seemed like a much better idea to spend money on ads so that I could grow my business and get customers. Either way, get advice from everyone around you. then make a decision to pull the trigger on stuff like this, setting up a corporation, when you feel that the time is right for you. Number 3, business address. I've noticed recently that a lot of businesses, online businesses in particular, do not put their address on their website. I personally think this is a huge mistake. Showing your customers that you have a physical location builds trust, and I personally have not done business with companies because I couldn't find where they physically were located. If something goes wrong, if I need a refund, or if I just need to talk to someone about what I've purchased, I want to know where the company is located and I want to know who I'm doing business with. So put your address on your website, your full address, even if you're an e-commerce business. And if you run your business out of your house and you don't want to list your home address, I get that. That makes a lot of sense. Well, if that's the case for you, then check out a local mailbox store or co-working facility. These businesses rent out mailboxes so that you can have a real business address. But before you sign up with one of these, just make sure that the address that they give you will work on Google. Sometimes Google doesn't like PO boxes and mailbox store addresses, so just double check on that before you sign the dotted line. Number 4, business phone and CRM database. Nothing screams unprofessional than when you call a business and realize that you're getting the owner's personal cell phone. Using your personal cell phone number for your business is simply not professional, so just don't do that. The solution instead is to set up a virtual phone number. This allows you to make and receive calls from your personal phone, but it hides your personal phone number and uses your business number instead. Even better, you can usually set up a menu tree with a virtual phone number, which gives off a great first impression. Thank you for calling Lemonade Maker Strategies. If you would like to learn more about how we're helping entrepreneurs grow their business, please press 1 now to speak with a member of our team. If you're an existing client, then please press 2 now to be connected to our customer service concierge. Thank you so much for calling Lemonade Maker Strategies and have a wonderful day. Speaking of communications, it's important to have a CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management. A CRM is going to help you keep track of all of your leads and your customers. Plus, it can help you with your sales process by automating email and text messages. So if you need a business phone line and/or a CRM, then reach out to me directly and I'll tell you about the one that we use here at Lemonade Maker. Many CRMs, in my opinion, are way too complicated and they do too many things that small business owners just simply don't need all that stuff. But with the CRM that we use, it's specifically designed for small businesses. It does exactly what you need and not a bunch of other stuff that makes CRMs, sometimes they could be like a giant headache. Number 5, website and brand. I was surprised to find out that 27% of businesses in the United States still don't have a website. That's interesting, but what's more interesting is of the 73% of businesses that do have a website, how many of those websites actually do anything useful for the business? I talk to business owners every day who say they get no leads, sometimes maybe a couple of leads from their website, but usually it's not much. The problem is that most businesses don't actually need a website. What most businesses need today is a sales funnel model. What's the difference between a website and a sales funnel? Well, a website is exploratory. There's a bunch of stuff on there that people are going to click on. Prospects go to your website and they poke around. They go to your blog. They go to all different pages on your site and check out different things. But then they tend to leave after that. Most business owners don't realize that their website is actually structured to encourage indecisiveness. And obviously that's not what you want. Another problem is that many professionals put way too much information on their website. Your website should not read like a dissertation. Instead, what works in most cases is a streamlined sales funnel model. This model showcases only enough information to encourage the prospect to take action, nothing more and nothing less. Remember, a website is a marketing tool, and all marketing tools need to produce results, ROI. Your website is also a piece of your whole marketing system, so it should be working in conjunction with all of your other marketing tools. So if you have a website and it's not producing results for you, then that means you're using the wrong strategies for your website and possibly the wrong strategies for your entire marketing model. Well, if that's you, then certainly reach out to us for help. We're going to take a look at your entire marketing model and then work to implement a better system that's actually going to work for you and produce regular leads and sales opportunities. Remember, the number one thing you need to focus on in the startup phase of a business is getting your marketing under control. If you fail to do that, you may never leave the startup phase and you might get stuck in the entrepreneur rat race probably forever. Number 6, getting paid. Getting paid is a really important part of business. Getting paid promptly is also a really important part of business. So it makes sense to have systems in place to make it easy for your customers to pay you. I meet a lot of startup entrepreneurs who surprisingly don't accept credit cards. When I ask them why they don't accept credit cards, they usually tell me because they don't want to pay the processing fees. While I get the idea of being cautious of your expenses, You don't want to make your customers have to jump through hoops just to pay you. It's far more important to be able to process transactions quickly and get money from customers than it is to worry about 3% transaction fees. That said, if paying 3% makes you cringe, then reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with a good friend of mine who is in the credit card processing business. He offers by far the best rates in the industry. He's a really nice guy and he's very helpful when working with small business owners. He'll make sure that you have the best rate possible, and then he'll also set you up on whatever hardware, terminals, and technology that you need to run your business. Number 7, insurance. A general liability insurance plan is probably a good idea as an entrepreneur, but what most business owners haven't thought of is what's called a supplement plan. These are plans that pay you cash directly to you if something bad happens. You might be the only employee that your company has, right? You might be a one-person show. And if you go down because you get sick or hurt, well, you don't want your whole business to fall apart just because something like that happens. Well, with a supplement plan, it pays you cash and you can use that cash to float your business until you can get back in the game. Number 8, your headshot. Having a professional headshot is essential in business, especially if you're connecting with your clients on places like LinkedIn or Instagram, where your profile picture is the first thing that they're going to see. If you don't have a headshot, reach out to a local photographer and set up a photo shoot. If that's not in your budget right now, then consider AI-generated headshots. I'm not usually a fan of pretty much anything AI for the most part, because I prefer genuine and authentic art and creative talent from actual people. But I have to say, the guys at Secta Labs do an amazing job and their software is top-notch. I've had a bunch of clients use them, and the results are actually really good, and you certainly can't beat the price. So my number 1 pick is to get in touch with a professional photographer, but if you can't afford that right now, then check out Secta Labs. My link to Secta Labs is down below in the comments, and it's also in this episode's description. At number 9, the logistics. The final thing on my essential startup list is for you, as the startup entrepreneur, to get control of whatever logistics you need to get your business up and running. For me, I needed a physical space that was suitable for teaching dance. But for you, it could be anything, right? I've helped clients get all sorts of deals done and help them get things set up to get their business off the ground. There are 2 points to think about here. Number 1, realize that the solution in your startup phase will probably not be the final solution to these challenges. For me, the closet that I rented to teach dance was obviously not the place I dreamed of for having my dance company, but it was a really good first step and it helped me get my business started. So don't let your perfectionism ruin what could be a really good deal to get your business started. And number 2, like I mentioned before, don't give up. Persistence wins the day. If you can't find what you need with the money you have, don't quit. Don't give up. Keep looking and eventually you're going to find what you need. Again, it may not be your dream solution, but this is your startup phase. And in the startup phase, we have to be creative and focused so that we can get out of the startup phase and into the more interesting and more lucrative phases of business. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. My name is Thomas, and this has been the Lemonade Maker Live show. If you had fun or learned anything new, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel. Like, share, and comment. All that stuff really helps me out. Special thanks to our Lemonade Maker members who make this channel possible. Every episode is dedicated to you guys, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of our awesome business and marketing strategy program. Through perseverance and determination, I found a space to conduct business that costs no money up front. It wasn't ideal, but it was a great solution to get me started. I was an artist with design skills, so I was able to leverage those skills and create marketing assets for myself at no cost. If you need help getting your business off the ground, or if you already have a business, but maybe you're running into some snags, maybe things aren't progressing the way that you hoped, then consider becoming a member of the Lemonade Maker Business and Marketing Strategy Program, where we're lowering the barrier to entrepreneurship and providing business owners with unique, unconventional, and proven strategies to help you find success. As I said before, every hero needs a mentor, and we want to be your personal guide for every step of your entrepreneurial journey. It was only after I sought out the guidance of my mentor years ago that my business really took off. He not only taught me the right strategies, but also how to use those right strategies in the right way. It was invaluable to me to have an expert entrepreneur help me find my path. So if you want our help, we offer a free business coaching and marketing strategy session where we're going to get to know you and see where you're at with your business right now. And then after that, we're going to set you up on a clear path forward to help you reach your business and income goals. The link to book that free session is down below in the comments section. It's also in this episode's description. You can find it in our channel header, and it's also on our website. It's pretty much all over the place. You can't miss it. So once you find that, just click that button and then book your time with us to chat. And for the full Lemonade Maker story, pick up a copy of Lemonade Maker, the Entrepreneur's Guide to Overcoming the Impossible, which features 101 of my Lemonology strategies for success. Lemonade Maker is available everywhere books are sold. The link to get it on Amazon is, you guessed it, down there in the comments section, and it's also in my channel header. And be sure to tune in next time as I'm sharing my best no-cost strategies to market your business, and I'm going to reveal where I spent the $30. Remember I told you I started my business with just $30? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I did with that $30 on our next episode. But that's going to do it for today. Until next time, remember, life gives entrepreneurs an extra dose of lemons. Fight back with Lemonade Maker strategies and turn your biggest challenges into your greatest successes. I'll see you next time.